everybody. So I'm just going to do a 20-minute, half an hour, really basic exercises that you can do in the mornings or when you're feeling a little bit stiff, rather than just doing a whole class. Often I say to people when they can do exercises at home, if they're a little bit sore in their backs or shoulders, I just always reel off the same kind of exercises. So I thought this would be quite a nice extra something for you that you can do each day. I've had a bad back for about a week, so I've been doing these kind of things each day to try and loosen up. So I think working at home, being at home quite a lot is stiffening people up. So I'm just going to give this one a go. So we're going to start on the floor and just come into your relaxation position. So get yourself down onto your mat, get yourself a cushion, and be nice and centred onto your mat. And then just let your spine rest into the floor. So you've drawn your feet up towards you. I'm probably a little bit too far in. Just come down the mat a little bit. Okay, so make sure your feet are hip width apart and parallel. You've got nice even weight through your feet. And then just come into your relaxation position. So we're just going to do some pelvic tilts. So again, these are quite nice. I always say these are quite nice. You've got a sore back. So just rolling your pelvis, just tilting it. Don't lift off the floor. Just press your middle back into the mat, imprinting your spine, and come back. So just do a couple more. Just nice and easy, just to start off. And then you're in your neutral spine position. Then you lengthen up through your spine, nice and open across your shoulders. Your eye gaze is up to the ceiling. So we're going to just take a deep breath in through your nose. Wide and full into your ribs, and then as you breathe out, just feel the rib cage closing and scooping your centre at the same time. You're really connected and your rib cage isn't open and flared and you're not arching in your back. So you're going to take a deep breath in, raise the arms up to the wall, towards the ceiling, and breathe out. Just take them behind you. Don't overstretch. You shouldn't be arching in your back like that. Keep nice and connected through the rib cage. Breathe in, bring the arms back up to the ceiling, and breathe out, come back down. And again, deep breath in. And breathe out. So almost feel like you're sighing your breath out as you take the arms. You're not forcing your arms towards the floor. Don't bend your wrists. Keep lengthening through your fingertips up to the ceiling and come down. So these are just your rib cage closure. You take a deep breath in and breathe out. Almost feel like you're just sinking down into the mat. And then come back up and then leave your arms up to the ceiling. Turn your palms to face each other. Reach the right arm up to the ceiling and then just drop it. Reach the left arm and just drop it. So try and keep your fingertips nice and lengthened up towards the ceiling and drop down and reach up and drop down. One more on each side, reach up. So just giving the back of your shoulders a nice stretch, opening up the shoulder blades and come back. Now just take one arm across. Just reach across there, roll over to your side, just feel that stretch across the shoulder blade, and then drop it down and bring it back. And then the other side, reach it across and come back and reach it across and come back, and one more, reach it across and come back, and then bring your arms down by your sides. Good. Okay, now take a deep breath in, scoop tummy, breathe out, just knee fold your right leg, place it back down on the floor, knee fold your left leg and place it back down on the mat. Just get your legs moving, get the hips, wake them up, strong in your centre, not moving from side to side. Just get everything moving. Quite good to do this in the morning when you just get up. Just start your day with this 20 minutes, half an hour. And one more. And last one. And then come back and then tuck your feet in a little bit closer. And we'll just do some spine curls. We're going to do slow spine curls. We're just going to build them up. Especially if your back's a little bit achy. Sometimes just going straight into a spine curl is not the best thing. So take a deep breath in, breathing out, roll your pelvis, imprint your spine, and just keep imprinting the spine and just hover your hips, back of your hips off the mat. And then roll back down again. And again, roll your pelvis, imprint your spine. You can just feel the back of your hips just slightly lifting. Really feel that tilt, open up the lower back and roll back down again. Let's go to the waist. So roll the pelvis. So you can feel the waist on the mat. Now just lift the back of the waist very slightly off the floor and then just roll back down again. Another one like that. So you're not lifting your back of your ribs, you've still got the upper back on the floor. So you roll the pelvis, lift the hips, lift your waist just to there, just hover. Look, I'm hardly off the mat. And then roll back down again. And then we're going to do another one. Roll your pelvis, lift your hips up. So it's quite nice to do these first before you do things like the cat stretch and some roll downs. We'll do them towards the end, because then your spine feels a little bit more warmed up, but you've got this floor supporting you. And now let's go to the back of the ribs. Right, lift the hips, lift the waist. Now you can just feel the back of the rib just hovering off the mat. So you're not in your full spine curl just yet. And then you can feel the back of your shoulder blades, waist, hips, neutral. And again, rolling the pelvis. You're light in your feet. Try not to press too hard into your feet. Keep your chin up. Don't let it sink into your chest. Keep lifting. And then roll back down again. All the way down. Good. And again, roll the pelvis. Go up a little bit more if you can. You're just going to where you're comfortable. But if you're really tight, just keep doing little ones. It really starts to loosen you up. And this is as high as I can go. My back feels quite sore, so I'm not going anymore. And then roll back down again, all the way down and back to neutral. And again, rolling the pelvis, lifting your hips. So just keeping with the basic spine, girls. We're not going to add anything on. Just staying like this, just rolling down. Just get your back, almost massage your back down onto the floor. Let's do two more. Roll your pelvis, lift up. Nice strong centre, hips are level. And then roll back down again, all the way back. And last one, all the way up, and all the way down again, all the way back to neutral. Okay, so we've done the spine curls. Now we're just going to get some flexion into the upper back with just a few curl ups. Just gets the upper back flexing and using your centre a little bit more. So hands behind your head, elbows wide. Feet are still hip width apart. Deep breath in, lengthen through the back of your neck. Almost feel like you're lifting your head off your shoulders. Elbows wide, and just a nice small spine curl up. Breathing down, and breathe out, curl up. And breathing down. So you're keeping your pelvis in neutral. Try not to tilt into your pelvis as you come up. You're really using your centre to come back up, and up, and down, and up, and so this little section session is just about waking your bodies up a little bit. Nothing too strenuous. Just get everything moving. Elbows stay wide. Your head sitting nice and comfortably with your hands. Don't pull onto your neck. Last two. And one more. And then come back down. Place your head back onto your cushion. Bring your feet together. Bring your knees together. Inner thighs glued. Take a deep breath in and over to the left. Just nice easy hip rolls, and we're just going to hold it here. Just hold it for a moment. Reach out your fingertips, deep breath in, and just breathe out. Keep lengthening and just keep pushing that top knee away, opposite arm reaching away. Now draw your centre, breathe out, come back to the middle, and then we go over to the other side. If you want to let your head roll to the opposite side, then you can. Just give yourself a nice stretch and come down, and then over to the other side. Reaching, keep your shoulders square, so your opposite shoulder should be on the mat. If you've lifted your opposite shoulder off, you've gone too far, and you're not really getting that stretch down that side out through that top knee. And come back, and we've got one more, and then come back to centre. Very nice, good. Okay, hug your right knee into your chest. Lengthen your left leg away, elbows wide. Just hug it in nice and tight. A little rotation through the ankles, both of them. And then the other way. And then one more, just round. Just get some movement through that joint. Okay, now keep hold of your, so if you've got your right knee in towards you, keep hold of it with your left hand, put your right hand on the floor. And we're going to go across. Just hold it. Now just bring the knee very slightly up towards your shoulders, your opposite shoulder. And come back to centre. And again, over we go. Feel that stretch. Bring the knee up slightly towards you. Keep squaring your shoulders still. Don't roll over too much to the side. And then come back. Hug that knee in nice and tight again. Elbows wide. And then take hold of the back of your thigh and stretch it up, just stretching your hamstrings. So often if you have got a tight back, a sore back, sometimes your hamstrings can be a little bit tight as well, so it's always really important to stretch your hamstrings. Hold it here, flex and point, little rotation, back the other way, bend it, stretch it. Bend and stretch, bend and stretch. And then bend the knee. Keep hold of it with your right hand, so if it's your right leg, keep hold of it with your right hand, hook behind the back of your leg, take your leg out to the side, you get a nice inner thigh stretch. Put your left hand on your left hip, stop you rolling, just keep really centered. That's it. And come back, and one more. And then come back, hug the other leg in. Hug it right in, circle around, circle back the other way, and then keep hold of your left leg and reach your right one away, and just do the opposite one. Okay, hug your knee, hug that knee in nice and tight, really put it in, stretch the other leg down onto the floor. That's it. And then keep hold of it with the opposite hand, put your left hand on the floor and go over to the right. And come back to centre, and over. Just keep the shoulders nice and square, don't roll over, and then come back to centre. Take hold of the back of your leg and straighten your leg up to the ceiling, and just hold that hamstring stretch. Try and keep your leg as straight as possible. Bend it, stretch it, bend it, stretch it, bend it. Just get it a little bit straighter each time. Bend it, keep hold of it with that same side. So if you're doing your left leg, hook your left hand behind you, put your right hand on the floor and go out to the side. Just try and keep your opposite hip, your right hip down. So it's not coming over to the side like that, otherwise you lose the stretch onto the inner thigh. That's it. Hold it there, come back to centre, place your foot back down, lengthen it away, and just full body stretch over your hips. Just reach your hands away and just lengthen. Try not to arch into your backs. And then bring your hands back up and over, slide one leg in and slide the other leg in. Lovely. Okay, let's just do a few toe taps. Toe taps are always good because it's not too, you're not going to curl up, you can keep your spine nice and lengthened, and you're just going to knee fold one leg, knee fold the other leg. So if you only want to take one leg up, you're going to do 6 on one leg, 6 on the other. So let's just do some toe taps. Deep breath in, breathe out, toe tap. Breathe in, return, toe tap down, and return, and down, and return. Remember, you can put one leg down and just do repeats on one leg. These are just quite nice, good core strengthening exercises without too much strain in the upper body. Tap, and tap, and tap, and tap, and one more. So make sure you change your legs if you're doing singles. And then hug your knees back into your chest. Circle around. Circle back the other way. And then nod your head, scoop your tummy, up you come into sitting, and just come and sit round. Just do a few rotation exercises. So I'm just going to take the arms out to the front. I'm going to do the left arm round. And back. And the other side, round. And back, sitting up nice and tall, and back, and around, and back, round, and back, one more, and back. Now flex your feet, take a deep breath in, tuck under, nod your head, scoop your tummy and stretch forwards. And restack, come back up and sit up nice and tall, and again nod your chin. Scoop your tummy, roll back up, sit up tall, and again chin to chest, nose to chest, reaching forwards, and come back up and sit up tall. Last time, scooping your tummy. And then come back up and sit up tall. Slide your right leg in. Take hold of the back of your leg. Sit up tall. So you're just going to stretch and tap. Stretch and tap. Stretch and tap. Stretch and tap. And just let that leg fall out to the side. And then you're just going to rest your hands onto your legs. So we're sitting up tall. Going to take a deep breath in. Breathe out, chin to chest, nose to chest. And you're just going to stretch forwards like this. So this right leg's out to the side. Just resting your hands onto your shin. Take a deep breath in. Breathe out a tiny bit more. Ooh, feel that stretch. And then come back up and sit up nice and tall. And again, deep breath in. Breathe out, scoop tummy, nod your chin. Reaching forwards, just a nice stretch for you. Feel a little bit of stretch in this right leg. Flex your foot on the left. Get a little bit more hamstring stretch. Restack, come back up and sit up nice and tall. Stretch that leg forwards. Take the other one. Take hold of the back of your thigh. Up tall. So you're just going to straighten and tap. Straighten and tap. Straighten and tap. 2 more. 1 more. And then let that leg fall out to the side. Sit up nice and tall. Reach your arms forwards. Deep breath in. And breathe out. Chin to chest. Nose to chest. And just stretch forward. Flex that extended leg. And then come back up. Sit up nice and tall. And again, scoop. Roll. Reach forwards. Nice spine stretch forward. But you feel that in that bent leg on that left side or right side, whichever leg you're doing. And then come back up and sit up nice and tall. Lovely. Okay, swing your legs round and we'll come into 4-point kneeling. So you're going to come into your 4-point kneeling. Knees are under your knees are under your hips. Hands under your shoulders. Okay, so you're in your 4-point kneeling position. We're just going to do an arm opening with a thread the needle. So let's take your right hand. You're going to take a deep breath in. So you all know your arm opening, and then you're going to come underneath. Keep that hand, the back of your hand on the mat, and try and keep it in line with your shoulder on the floor. And then you come back up, deep breath in, up you come. Breathe out, take it underneath you. Just nice rotation through your spine. And 2 more, up. And take it down, so that supporting arm, you can bend it slightly just to get right under. And 1 more, up, and then take it under, reach, away, come back, and we'll do the other side. So you're going to take a deep breath in, lift up, breathe out, thread underneath you, and come up, and go under, reach it away, 2 more. And reach it, and last one, and take it underneath, and then come back and then go up into your cat stretch. Sit back towards your heels and come forwards and uncome. Okay, now come down onto the front of your mat, onto your front. So you come down onto your front and just do a few nice easy just extensions, back extensions. So fingertips are touching, eye gaze is down, shoulders are down, legs are lengthened and parallel. Okay, so you take a deep breath in, drop your shoulders, keep your tummy up, you come into your diamond press position just to here, and come back down, and up. So keep lengthening the back of your neck, try not to nod your heads as you come up, just keep the same length in the back of your neck as you're lifting, scooping your tummy, dropping your shoulders. You're lifting your chest away from the floor rather than just lifting your head. And we're going to do 2 more. Deep breath in. And breathe out, come back down. And 1 more. And then come back down. And then take your hands to your cobra position. So your hands should be either side of your mat. Your forearms are on the floor. And your arms are roughly in a right hand. And just take your legs slightly wider. So about mat width, heels in, toes out. Eye gaze is down, you're lengthened through the crown of your head, and take a deep breath in. Drop your shoulders. So you just get a little, slightly more extension on this one, and come up. And breathe out, come down. And breathe in, come up. And breathe out, come down. And breathe in, lift. And breathe out. So you can stay with these. If you want to extend a little bit more, you take a deep breath in, you come up into that first position, then press your hands into the floor and lift a little bit higher. And then soften the elbows, bring the forearms down, and you come down. And again, so you don't have to do the arm extension. You can keep just doing that cobra prep we did first. And elbows down, chest down, and last one, up you come. And come back down, all the way back down. Place your hands back under your forehead. Bring your feet closer together. Keep them the same. Keep them mat width. Heels in, toes out. Deep breath in. Breathe out, lengthen and lift one leg off the floor. Breathe in, place it back down. So make sure as you lift your leg, you scoop your tummy. You've really got to protect your lumbar spine. So you're lifting the leg, keeping the hips nice and stable, and down, and lift, and down. Now keep the right leg lifted, point it, turn it out slightly, circle it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, reverse it. 1. So your pelvis is staying really stable. You're not lifting through the hips. Lower that leg. Other leg. Lift it. You're slightly turned out if you can. Circle it, just the size of a tennis ball. 1, 2, keep nice and stable in the upper body. 4, 5, reverse it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Lower your leg down. Bring your feet back together. Push yourselves up into all fours. Put your feet together and your knees apart. Sit back on your heels and walk your hands away. Try not to let your forearms rest on the mat. And just hold it there. Keep pressing the tailbone down towards your heels. Keep reaching your fingertips away. So you can really feel that stretch down your spine. Okay, now take your right hand out to about 10 o'clock or 2 o'clock. And then take the other one to meet it. So just stretching down your side. Bring that first hand back. Bring the other hand. Now go to the other side. Take the hand out to 10 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Take the other one to meet it. And just feel that stretch. Lovely. Come back 1, come back 2. Bring yourself back into your 4-point kneeling. Hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips, crown the head lengthening away. We'll do the rolling cat. So take deep breath in, breathing out, up into your cat stretch. Sit back towards your heels. Lift up your head, lift up your chest, shoulders down, come forwards. And we go up, tail to head. Sit back towards your heels, lift up your head, lift up your chest, shoulders down. And come forward, and we go up and sit back. Lift up your head, lift up your chest, and come forwards. And last time, up, sit back. Lift up your head, lift up your chest, and come forward and back to your neutral position. Curl your toes under. Lift your hips up. Press your heels down. Lift your heels up and press. Lift and press. Keep your legs as straight as possible to keep stretching that hamstring. Walk your hands back to your feet and slowly roll yourselves up to standing up. And then you're back to standing. Now you can either use a wall. So if you use a wall to do roll downs, just have your feet about a foot away from the floor, from the wall. So you can do it like this. Quite nice to stop sticking your bottom out. Deep breath in, breathe out, chin to chest, nose to chest, roll down towards your toes, bend your knees. So now the wall is just stopping you pushing into your heels, and then just feel yourself placing your spine. I don't knock my pictures off. And again, deep breath in, breathe out, chin to chest, scoop your tummy, roll down towards your toes, rolling down. Draw your centre in, up you come. So it's quite nice to do these at the end, because if you do these when you've just got out of bed or you're just a bit stiff, you don't really get so much out of it. It's quite nice to do these at the end when your spine's all warmed up. and roll down. And then all the way back up, all the way back up, and then come back to standing. Feet are back to hip width apart and parallel. Let's just do a nice lateral flexion. So we're going to take a deep breath in, raise the arms up, put your hands together, over you go. Oh, nice stretch over, and come back. So you go over to the right, and come back. So now this time you're going to go over to the side, and then you're going to bring that right shoulder across and stretch a little bit more. Back to square, and then you come up. So you're going over, then you bring that left shoulder across. So just get a little bit more stretch down here. And then you come back, and you come down. Head over to the side. Take this hand, take your left hand, bring it over, bring ear to shoulder, not shoulder to ear. Turn your head in towards your armpit, side flexion, and look towards the back of your heel. And then come back up and let go. Other side, so you take the hand, you drop the ear to shoulder first. Feel that stretch. Take this hand, take it over. Just draw your ear towards your shoulder. Remember, don't do this. Keep going. And then turn your head towards your arm. And then you do a lateral flexion, not a rotation. Turn your head a little bit more, and you should be looking at the back of your heel. And then come back to centre, and come back. Roll your shoulders back. Roll them back the other way. And then take a deep breath in and breathe out. Lovely. So that was just under half an hour. Just do this on a regular basis. It will really loosen you up. It's made no end of difference to my back and how it's much improved. So I know there's lots of you feeling the same. So just try and do this. Only 25 minutes, half an hour out of your time. Just gets you moving. So well done. Thank you very much. Okay, see you soon.